Hello, hello.
Hi
Hi,
there.
hi. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. I think it sounds great. If anyone's listening, let us know that the sound is okay on your side. And hi, and welcome to another Tuesday Facebook Live.
Yes, another Tuesday, another live, another amazing stuff coming.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. It's going to be great. And
And sound is good.
yes,
Yes, sound is good. Excellent. We love good sound.
yes, excellent. Oh, somebody said Mayor has an echo, as in Mayor's a lot softer, okay. So Mayor's softer. When I speak, is there an echo on Mayor's side, or when Mayor speaks, you hear an echo? Okay, somebody else said it's great. Okay, I guess the sound is good to go. Just a few technical
Okay,
things
let's
we'll get
start.
done. Okay, let's start. So we have an interesting topic today, which is probably the hottest topic in the world right now, which is the end of the Amber Heard and Johnny Depp trial, which was super controversial, but it totally changed everybody's opinion on Johnny Depp and on Amber Heard, created a whole new narrative. At the beginning, everybody hated Johnny Depp before this trial. They thought he was horrible, his career was over, and now everybody thinks he's amazing and supports him. And out of that, aside from the controversy, there's lessons to be learned A, about relationships, B, questions about legalities, and C, about how to manage attacks, what to do in those types of situations. So there's really a lot to talk about, and we have about 30 minutes to squeeze in some hot topics. Yeah,
Easy. Totally
easy.
easy.
Yeah, absolutely. So where
What
should we
do you think?
begin? What's your viewpoint? Let's start with what's your viewpoint overall on what went on?
I think that the first thing to understand, or the first glaring outpoint, is this thing that people online hear something and immediately form an unchangeable viewpoint of who is right and who is wrong, which means that it used to be that you are not guilty until proven guilty. Yes. So, and it become that you are guilty the moment that someone sneeze next to you and have something bad to say about you. And at that moment, you have to be fired, you have to be canceled, everyone have to disconnect from you, and you are worse than someone with leopards.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, leper. Yes. You should be sent off to an island with all the other lepers, but not because you have leprosy, but because someone said you do.
Exactly. And
Yeah.
and everyone believed that you do have, although it was not proven, although they never spoke to you, and the basic principle of justice get violated. What is the basic principle of justice? Is justice need to present to face the accused with the accuser with an independent judge. Now, when someone hear one side, even if it's 100% proven, like it was in the case of Johnny Depp, it was proven. There was tapes, it was recorded. Yet, it was just nonsense. Now it happens so much, and the problem is that the judges and the juries are people, and they get affected in the same manner that the last person on Facebook get affected, and they react in the same way. And you think, no, they can be impartial. It is impossible to be really impartial. You are getting affected by the public opinion. You are pressured by the public opinion because the fact is just the current majority opinion. And what Johnny Depp did wonderfully, or his lawyers did wonderfully, they managed to change the majority opinion. They realize that they win this court case not in the court at all, but in the public view. And that's really, really bad.
Yes, exactly. Now, but how do you ever prevent that, especially today with social media, with the rapid communication? How can you ever prevent a juror from being affected? And of course, when they go home, they're not allowed to see the news, they're not allowed to check their phones, whatever. There's all these rules, but I'm sure it still gets to them. There's no doubt about it. Their uncle, their cousin, their wife says something and it affects everything. But how could you ever really create an impartial juror or judge?
Okay, so the handling is very similar to handling drugs. You don't handle the suppliers, you handle the users. You need to educate the majority, you need to educate people on how wrong it is. It is totally wrong to accuse someone and immediately find him guilty. It is totally wrong to talk about someone when he's not there. This is on a smaller level. It is totally evil to get a person and to just start saying stories about him, even if you are 100% sure that the story is right, because I've never seen a coin with one side. There is always the other side. And the problem is that once you start to listen to the story of one person, you become unwilling to hear the other side. And you will see people say, I don't want to hear the other side. I don't want to hear him. Or whatever he says, he cannot convince me. And what happened, the viewpoint become more important than the view. And this is so bad. When the viewpoint become more important than the view, you become an extremer. An extremer not in a good sense, but in a bad sense. So when a person viewpoint is more important than what he's viewing, you know that that person is gone, because he's not anymore observing forward, he's observing backward. He heard something, he believed in it, and now he needs to maintain that belief. And how does he maintain that belief? He gets more and more people to say the same thing. And you see, when you have an argument and someone tell you, you know, this guy is really bad, and 5 more people told me that, it means that he knows that his opinion is not strong enough. He needs to bring help from 5 more people that never met that person and don't have all the data. And probably they didn't even tell him that. He's probably even lying. That's the
Yeah.
problem. The
Yeah.
handling is education.
So fully agree that it's important. And by the way, amazing. And I totally agree that it's important for people to understand not to talk behind people's back, that you can't lock in on a point of view. And that's 100%. And we need to educate people in that direction. But in the case of a jury, in the case of Amber Heard and Johnny Depp, how could you, I'm talking about the jury. How can you ever have an impartial jury or an impartial judge?
You don't. They're not
Yeah.
impartial. You really have to understand that you're not impartial. And if you understand that they're not, you understand what you need to handle. The brilliance of the lawyers or of the lawyers or the team of Johnny Depp was that they really understood from the beginning that the juries are not impartial, and the trial is happening in 2 fronts. Number one, in the courtroom, but more important, outside of the courtroom. And they really, since they understood that, the whole strategy was to prove that the public opinion was misled. It's not that the public opinion was wrong, they were misled. So they were not wrong. They didn't try to make them wrong. They actually showed that they were misled. So everyone could say, Oh, yes, of course, I was not wrong. I was misled. So, not a problem. I have even a bigger enemy. And then it's okay, fine, let's attack now Amber.
Yes, exactly. That's exactly what happened. Absolutely. And so, okay, you can never ever have an impartial judge, essentially. So,
No.
in other words,
Unless
you're
it's
always,
the judge, if you find the King Solomon, but I think he left long ago.
yes, yes, yeah. But so then you need to always know essentially that how, like, if you ever get accused of anything, you're not dealing with impartial people. That's just what you're saying. Essentially, that's what you have to know. It's just impossible.
You, you
There's always going to be
never,
one side or the other.
never. Yeah, and actually, it's becoming when things become really bad. Like in Israel, there were a few scandals lately with judges where it was proven that they get uh, information from external sources outside of the courtroom, and they are agreeing with an opinion of someone external to the courtroom that has nothing to do with what's going on in the courtroom, and they're forwarding a specific agenda, a political agenda or a personal agenda or a family agenda. And I can tell you for sure 100% that in most cases the judges try to be impartial, but they cannot, because they're affected by the public opinion. The public opinion is defining what's right, what's wrong, what's acceptable, what's not acceptable, what's okay, what's not. So that's number one. And number two, over and above that, they have all kind of unseen forces that operate on them, that behind closed doors, these things is happening. And I can tell you that I know that for a fact. I don't think about it. I know it. I know it for a fact, 100%. The judges are not impartial. They try to be impartial. They want to be impartial, but it's impossible for them because they get elected. So they have all kind of pressures. It's like a president is never impartial. Yes,
Right.
like you cannot be elected and be impartial. It's just doesn't work.
Got you. Okay, so that's the reality of this world that we're living in. You just don't have a real justice system that's actually impartial, no matter the group, no matter the religion, no matter the country, no matter whatever. It's always going to be skewed.
It's always going to be skewed because someone is running them. You have you take let's say some kind of a group or a company or a church, and they judge their people internally,
Right.
kind of judging them internally, but they operate based on someone that's running them. They operate based on what the boss is thinking, and they cannot come up with something totally opposite to what's the general opinion. And if you got into the court, it is because the general opinion of the people that actually at power is that you are to blame.
Right.
And most more time than not, you will be found guilty in one way or another,
Mhm.
regardless of the facts.
Right. Yes. Yes.
And
Absolutely.
this is with people that are trying to be impartial. Now, the average Joe in the street is not trying to be impartial, he's trying to be right. That's a totally
Right.
different purpose. The
Yeah,
average
that's
person
even
that
more intense.
is right, try to show how clever he is and how much he knows. And he has an opinion because he has nothing else. So at least he has an opinion. So,
Yeah.
so the less
Yes.
a person have, the more the opinion is fixed. The
Mm.
less the person have results to show, the more his opinions are fixed. People that have that can bring results, people that actually produce, people that are actually really powerful, know that the power comes from seeing many viewpoints. And people that are weak, people that don't have, they don't have because they are stuck on a viewpoint. And the viewpoint is much more important than what they're viewing. And you can see that the more a person needs to be right, the more in doubt he is about
Yeah.
himself.
Yes. 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 Absolutely. Amazing. That's very powerful. Yeah. Okay. So we have this understanding that we're in a crazy situation. Now, that's from the judge perspective. And somebody asked here, Mayor, why do you believe that evil can be educated out of? Why do you believe that evil can be
Yeah,
educated out of?
I understand. Yeah, I understand. Because people, the spirit is good. The spirit is not good. The spirit is perfect. And anything that is not perfect is not you. So since we have this spirit that is unbelievable and it's good and it wants to do the right thing, and then the spirit has another thing that actually make it seems like it's evil. If you can separate it, me together with the spirit can win the bad side. But if I'm saying that he is bad, that the spirit is bad, which is not true, I'm adding lies to the complication, and me plus the bad things will overcome the spirit, and the spirit will go away, and what you will get is just more evil. And that's why the more jails you have, the more criminals you have. The more you make people wrong, the worse they get. The more you attack, the less good there is. And you will see that people say, yes, but you need to punish the criminal. If you look at history, when you take the worst punishment, it didn't change the level of criminality, because it's not the punishment that fix the criminal. They actually become, there are more criminals the more you punish. So it's not the punishment that fix the criminal. It is actually seeing that beyond the facade of an evil person, there is always a perfect spirit. And you, the person that want to help, need to work with the spirit against the bad side. And yes, sometimes you need to stop for a second and use force just for a moment to handle that person. But never forget that your purpose is to work with the spirit, not against the spirit.
Amazing. That's amazing. Yeah. Very, very strong, very powerful, because that is a game changer for helping others, just in general. Forget about criminals, helping a friend, helping someone that did something against you. Okay, so back to Amber Heard, Johnny Depp. Now, we understand the court side of it. What can we learn from the relationship? I mean, I don't know how much details you know about it, but they were dating, everything seemed great, and somewhere along the line, one side or the other or both went crazy, and from a beautiful relationship, they end up in a gigantic court case.
Okay.
What can
So
we
it
learn?
doesn't happen. It doesn't happen by mistake, and it doesn't happen overnight.
Hmm. Yes.
It was there, and they both were blinded to it. So what happened is, in this universe, there is plus and minus.
Yeah.
You see a beautiful lady or a handsome guy, and he seems like perfect. The beast is there. There is always a minus. The
Yes.
beast
Yeah.
is always there. So, what you need to know is that when you handle a person, you are handling both sides. And most people, when they go into a relationship, they want only the beautiful side. They think only about, oh, he's so beautiful, he acts so nicely. He's no, no, no. You need to understand that the other side is there. And if you actually acknowledge that it's there, you will actually find it. Why? Because you find only what you're looking for. And once you find it, you will have control over it. Now, what technically what's happened, in order for two people to have such a massive fight, both of them done things against each other. Both of them hide things from each other. And they just don't understand the whole subject of relationship. If they would understand the subject of relationship, there will be no problem. If you have the difference between a couple that have a long-term relationship, married for many, many years, and actually doing well, not just being together but alone, there's
Yeah.
this
Yeah.
magic that happens when the magic is gone. that you are together but you are alone. So if you are not in that condition, if you are actually together and you're actually communicating and you're actually pushing towards the same target, that happen because you really, really understand the basic laws of relationships. And there are only 12 laws, and you will have the most perfect, unbelievable relationship with your body, with your spouse, with your children, with your dog, with your car, with anything. It's exactly the same 12 rules or laws. If you know them, you will have an unbelievable relationship with money. The reason, by the way, that people don't have money, they don't know those laws. It's exactly the same laws. Now, once you know them, you'll have to be a genius not to have a good relationship. And when you have a good relationship, how do you know that you have a relationship? You have the expected results. How do you know that you have a good relationship with your body? The body is in amazing condition. It actually serving you rather than you serving it. How do you know that you have good relationship with money? You have in all the money that you want and more, and you use it to help other people. How do you know that you have a good relationship with your wife? You got divorced. No, I'm joking.
There had to be that somewhere in here. He did well, Johnny Depp. He did well.
How do you know
Maybe
that
he
you have
does know the laws.
a good relationship with your wife? You are dying to help her. You are dying to, you care for her, and she's dying to help you. She's just dying to give you, and you are dying to give her. And when that's gone, you know you're not actually married anymore.
Got you. Got you. And how do you recover that if that's gone? If you have a situation where one doesn't want to help the other, or one feels that the trust has been broken, or whatever.
You really have to learn. You have to learn. You have to, and there's an amazing law, just a general law that says that while it takes at least two people to create a problem, it takes only one person to solve any problem. And this is quite an amazing concept. But if you think about it, the problem is force counter force, okay? Or two opposing intentions, or something that is not moving, yes?
Right. Yeah.
Now, if one side will stop pushing, the other side cannot push even if he wants. So there is no problem. So while it takes two, at least two, to create a problem or to hold the problem in place, once one person decides, I'm not pushing anymore, you cannot push against me. I'm not pushing against you. You can tell me you're stupid, and I say, thank you for telling me. I'm not pushing against you. Whatever you
Yes.
do, I'm not pushing against you. At that moment, the problem is gone. So you need to handle yourself. You really need to learn those 12, at least those 12 principles. And the magic is that the moment that you actually learn, which in my definition, learning is removing fake realities, is not adding more data. It's actually removing data. The problem that people have so much data that they're confused. So
Right.
the moment that you actually are willing to learn and remove the fake realities, the end result is the expected result. The end result of removing fake reality is that you get the expected results.
Amazing. So, I mean, I have a couple other questions about the Heard Depp thing, but about how do people learn about that? Like, where do you are you gonna? I know we have, first of all, which we should offer everyone, a free course about family, but how do people learn more about the 12 principles?
Okay, so first of all, you need to do the Advanced Family Academy. There's the Family Academy that we're doing, which is the basic principles, and then we do the Advanced Family and Relationship Academy. And if you'll do that, you will get the tools to handle any relationship. And the relationship is really not only relationships with your spouse or with your friend or with your kids or with No, it's a relationship with anything, money, body, anything. You are sick. It means that you have a broken relationship with part of the body. And
Yeah.
there is an actual relationship that if you don't really understand the principles of relationship, what you will get is a sick body or sick marriage or sick bank account or sick relationship with a friend. It's all about relationship.
Amazing. So that's going to be in the Advanced Family Academy. Is that right?
Yeah,
Okay, got
it's
you.
in
Okay.
the Advanced Family and Relationship
And
Academy. And
really,
what we do here is we're giving this free family introduction lesson. Is just a lesson that is so powerful and so mind blowing that I decided to make it as a free webinar to anyone that wants to watch it, because the results of this webinar has proven to be life changing. It's every
right.
webinar. You know, the problem with those webinars is I had yesterday the inner circle, and every inner circle, people telling me this one is the best one. This one is the best one. Every single webinar, I get this one is the best webinar. And the truth is that what we're teaching is so out of this world, literally out of this world. I'm not just saying it is, that the results are amazing. It's things that you cannot even explain in words because it's out of this world.
It is. It's amazing. And literally, after almost every webinar, you say, look, we need to take this one webinar, which is part of a series, but just take this one out. And this one needs to be a standalone course that we offer to people. And this one, almost every one, because each one is unbelievably powerful. Um, so it's true. So this one that we're offering everyone is one of these that we've taken out and not selling, but rather only selling you to give us your time. And that is a free course. You just give us your name, email, number, and you'll get access to the first introduction. It will wet your lips and give you a taster of the Advanced Family Academy. So you can go, if you're listening to this only, it's gprosperity.com/free family intro. Free family intro. You go there and you'll get access directly to the course. And if you want to know about the Advanced Family Academy, which will have the 12 laws, that will be something that you need to write to us, because at the moment it's um, not quite fully open and heavily promoted. It's a little bit of a tougher way to get in. So you need to write to us. No, I'm kidding. In all honesty, you can find it on our website. But if you have any issues, write to us.
Amazing. Yes, it's
Yeah,
really, it's watch this intro, watch the intro, and I promise you it will change your life. It will give you a different viewpoint on life. And
yeah.
it's applicable. Yeah, I'm talking there about family and children and generally life, but it applies to anything, and you'll see you will be there and you will see the magic of this data. It's just magical. I cannot even describe it in any other way. Yesterday we spoke a lot about magic and what is actually luck, and yes, I want to make yesterday's webinar also into a free webinar.
We have so many courses. If you go on our site and you can go under Magic Programs full course list, you see so many courses, and we have 10 times the amount unreleased. Like, it's
And
unbelievable.
this is just the 10 times the amount is this. This is just the webinars. I'm not talking about the live seminars
Yeah,
that we have. I don't know, maybe
hours,
50,
hours. Yeah,
50 each one is about average 3.5, 4 days.
yeah, unreal. We have a lot of good content. It's all unbelievably powerful. Anyway, okay, back to Johnny Depp, Amber Heard. Just before we wrap up, so I have two questions. But the first one: why do you think everybody was so sucked into the trial? On the one hand, I'm sure it was part of Johnny Depp's plan to make it a media spectacle and to catch everyone's attention. On the other hand, I'm sure the media was loving it because it got people viewing. But what do you think it was behind that? Because sometimes things are pushed and it just doesn't catch. But this, what caught, people were glued. Why?
So, first of all, it's designed, it's not by mistake.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Yeah.
designed. And people look for controversy. People look for sex. People look for cheating. People look for power. People look for celebrities. People look for all the components that was in that trial. So it's a
True.
kind of game. It used to be that in Rome, they had this place where the gladiator were fighting. And today, it is happening in the courtroom and on Facebook. It's
That's true.
really, it's
Yeah.
really
The new Colosseum.
this is the masses entertainment, and it's not different. In the time of the gladiators, they had someone that they loved and someone that they didn't love, and they were cheering for someone they didn't know anything about that person, but they had an opinion about that person, and it's
Yeah.
exactly the same. It is really the exact same insanity because it is insane. When you operate on lies, you operate in an insane manner. And the media always give you one view. And Facebook or the people that are commenting on it's just one view, and it's always lies. Always. There's no exception. I had a
Right.
story
Right.
from many years ago that I had a friend, and he was a news reporter, a very good news reporter, and very famous one. And he wrote an article about some situation, a military situation that was happening. And I was in his hotel room, and he had many pictures. And when he finished to write this article, which I didn't even know what the article is about, I didn't even read it. But what caught my eyes is that from those many pictures, at that time there was a paper picture, there was no digital pictures. He
Yeah.
looked, and he picked up one picture, and he said, "Okay, this will go perfectly with this article. It's describing exactly what's happening there." And I say, "But is it is it really connected? Like, how do you know from all these pictures that this one is about this article?" And he said, he looked at me and he started to laugh and he said, "What do you think? We're telling the truth here?" And I say, "Yes, I thought that you are telling the truth." He says, "Mayor, we are selling news. It has nothing to do with the truth." And I was like, "Are you sure? Are you kidding me? No?" And he says, "No. There is not what I'm doing has nothing to do with the truth. When I'm going out, my boss telling me what I need to bring, what's the result, what's the feeling, what's who is right, who is wrong, and I just need to justify that specific thing."
Wow. Wild. Yeah. Yeah. That's unbelievable. And it makes sense. And we see that. And I remember you would say that the only two things that are truthful or that are right on a newspaper is the price and the date.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. Yeah. Everything else is lies. And that's the thing is same, people had that understanding. Some did, some didn't with COVID. Some people felt that about other political situations, whatever. And then you have a trial like Heard Depp, and the media reports on it, and we think, okay, actually here the media is reporting truthfully. But again, it's almost you just cannot believe anything that's there.
I'll tell you, I was involved in some kind of project, a very high profile project in Israel, and there was some kind of things in the Knesset, in the parliament, and I was there and I was talking, and there was reporters and da, and everything was recorded and everything. And what they reported had almost nothing to do with what actually happened in that room. And I was like, but it's not what happened. And the guy, the reporter told me, you know, Mayor, one day you will realize what's actually happening and you will understand. And I have a friend from school that he's dealing with news and so on. And sat with him and I spoke to him and I said, "Is it really like that all the time, or is it just happen?" And he says, "No, it's all the time like that, but worse."
Wild. That's wild. Yeah. Yeah. People don't realize how severe it actually is, how bad it really is, huh?
Yeah,
Crazy, crazy.
it's crazy. And the problem is that today every single person on Facebook is a reporter, and he has exactly the same insanity like the average reporter or
Yeah.
the average boss of a reporter, and with all the urge and the intention and the good intention to do something right, when they act totally wrong. And it doesn't happen only in terms of when they're dealing with that kind of news. It happened with their life. If you don't have success in your life, with all the good intention to do something right, you do something wrong. So if you do it with something that really close to your life, your health, your relationship, your children, your money, your business, of course, you'll do it with someone that you don't know, Johnny Depp. Who cares about him? Or this politician or that situation?
Hmm.
Who are the majority of the people that actually make the majority opinion? Is those people that have a really, really, really good intention to do something right by saying something, but they miss the point that they're operating on fake realities. The basic method or the basic observation is not there, and the data that they operate on is faulty. So obviously, even if they had the most amazing, perfect computer, the end result will be bad.
Right. Right. Unbelievable. Yeah, you're right. Okay. So just before we wrap up, obviously we've already covered it in plenty, but is there any final vital lesson? That's the title. In a word or two, one or two vital lessons, key takeaways that somebody can take from this trial.
Number one, never, never succumb to invitation to talk about other people if they are not there.
Hmm.
Someone come to me and say, I want to talk about this guy. And I said, no problem. I'll pick up the phone and let's talk to him with him.
Hmm.
You'll see that the enthusiasm to talk about that guy will go away very quickly.
Yes.
The,
Yes.
the subject of the communication will change very quickly. That's number one.
True. Hmm.
Number two, uh, if you're going to talk about someone, if you're going to talk to do something, find the good thing, not the bad things.
Right.
Find the good things, say the good things. There are enough insane people that doing the bad things.
Yes.
We need few good men that actually say the good thing. You have a
Right.
bad situation, separate the person from his action. This is a big lie that you evaluate a person by his action. No, you evaluate a person by actually spotting the spirit and separating it from the bad action. Because I don't know about one person in this whole universe that didn't doing, and will do bad actions. No one.
100%. And there's always, you feel like the bad is the only thing to speak about at the moment, but there's always the good there. So when you say you need to find the good, it's there. Right now, all your attention is on the bad, but just look for the good. It is there.
It's there, and it's always more than the bad, because plus come before minus. It seems that there is always more bad, but the truth is that bad is more solved, but good is more there.
Yeah, amazing. True, 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 true. Okay, so find the good. Don't talk behind people's back, of course, and make sure that they're there if you do. And was there anything
And the
else?
last thing, the last thing, you need to know that you are perfect, and anything that is not perfect is not you, but you will be able to recognize your perfection only if you see perfections in other. The moment that you
Mhm.
see bad in others, you stop being perfect because you are what you see in other people.
Yes, yes. Amazing, amazing. I love it. Love, love, love it. That was awesome. Great. So, thank you for everyone that joined. I did see the comments as they came in. So, thank you. They were great. Thank you for watching. Share this, please. And if you'd like to watch the free family intro, that webinar that we're offering free, you can go to gprosperity.com/free family intro. This was amazing.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Yes, thank
Thank
you,
you, Abel.
everyone.
I love
Thank
you.
you, Abale. I love you.
I
Mwah,
love you.
mwah, mwah.
I love you.
I
Thank you,
love you.
everyone. Bye bye.
Thanks, guys. Bye.